You ever wondered what it's like to go through a major hurricane? Well, today, that's what we're going to do. Come along as I take you on the few days leading up to Hurricane Milton and all throughout Milton and after Milton. We're going to ride out the storm together.
Ride in the storm out. Ride in the storm out. Ride in the storm out.
But I thought that maybe since we have number 3 hurricane headed our way, Hurricane Milton, right now it is a few minutes before 11 o'clock on Sunday. I'm actually scheduled to go show houses in Bradenton this morning. So I'm going to be gone for most of the day doing that. But I just wanted to maybe invite you guys and see if you might want to come along. I'm actually going to record, starting now, the whole process of going through a hurricane. And
guys, I think staying here through the hurricane was the best decision we ever made. Yeah!
We were at dinner last night. We went to Longboat Key. And of course, you have to go through St. Armands to get over to that part of Longboat Key. And I took this video here. So look at some of this video. Is this just unbelievable? People have their belongings, furniture and carpet and debris, all of this debris just sitting, waiting on the county to come and pick up the debris. The county does have certain things that they use, and they bring in the big dumpsters, of course, and park them in the front yards. And of course, they'll use that to get rid of the debris. And so anyway, just thinking about all this debris that we saw last night and all of these communities, even whatever you see on TV, my thought was, oh my God, Milton is coming, right? We're supposed to hit us sometime on Wednesday of this week. What's going to happen with all that debris? Because you and I both know that there's no way they're going to get over to pick up all of that debris. So all of the people that had to rip all that stuff out, take it to the curb, waiting for the proper people to come and get rid of that debris, there's no way they're going to make it all that. So are they going to have to pull all that stuff back in the house? It's so heartbreaking. And listen, I'm not taking away at all from what happened up in Cedar Key and Keaton Beach and Perry, Florida, where those places not only got horrible storm surge, but they got the wind event, they got the Hurricane Helene head on, so it looked like a bomb was dropped there. So I want to show you here, we are putting our shutters up this time. We're not going to be stupid. We didn't need them the other time, so we are going to put them up now. As a matter of fact, that's what you maybe you hear that in the background. My husband is getting our shutters put up at the time. I got to go show houses, so I can't help him, but I'll come home and help him later, help some of our neighbors. And then we're going to go over to my mom's house. She lives about 4 minutes down the road from me, so we're going to help them get their shutters up. But I want you to take a look at how dark it gets in the house when the shutters are up. So here's my bathroom, and sorry, I haven't had time to clean today. There's my towel. I got to put that towel. But our bathroom, you see how dark it is? You can see the inside of the shutters there. And then, of course, in the toilet room, you can kind of see where we put up the shutters. Kind of hear how loud it is when he's putting those up. I think that he's working on the, he's working on my office right now. You can see that shutter is already up. So yeah, we are definitely getting ourselves prepared for Milton. Also, if there's a hurricane coming and it's named it, you know it's headed towards you, and you're thinking, well, I just don't feel like putting the shutters up. Nobody feels like putting them up, honey. Believe me. There are some companies, though, if you can get a hold of anybody that's free, they'll come out and do it, and you just pay per window. So they're all different prices. I can't tell you how much it costs. Sometimes they're great. Sometimes they're really expensive, but it just depends on where you are. But if something were to happen to your home and you need to file a claim, you're going to have to prove that you put your shutters up ahead of the storm in order to be able to file a claim with your insurance company. So keep that in mind. So here I am. I'm in my car, people. I just thought I'd show you my husband putting the shutters up. I'm trying to be real careful because sometimes he can look like a plumber when he's doing stuff. You heard? You know what I'm talking about? Be looking like a plumber. I don't want you to see anything. And my neighbor's telling me a house for sale. So yeah, I'll be here. I'll sell it during Wednesday when Milton gets here.
I read an article the other day that said after a hurricane, prices go up.
They do go up because there's less inventory. There's less inventory. Low inventory, high demand. So you can kind of see people are starting to put here you can see my neighbors over here Sorry guys, I've got my windshield wipers on. Anyway, as you know, I was out showing properties this morning. Gonna go write an offer for the guy I was showing this morning on a really great condo in Bradenton. And it's been raining for about 2 hours now. Pretty heavy, about 2.5 hours. You can see they've got all of their stuff on their house too, my great neighbors there. And then of course we're gonna come up on my house. Not everybody's doing it so far, but it looks like most of our neighbors are doing it, which is really smart. Okay, so another update. It's a little after 3 o'clock on Sunday, 2.5 days before Milton. We're over at my mom's house over in Twin Rivers here in my hometown of Parrish, Florida. And we're gonna help them put their shutters up. And I'll show you the difference of what we have. You saw we have those heavy freaking metal accordion ones that I just showed you. But I wanna show you what we're doing over here. And of course I have to represent because I'm a Steeler fan. Hey, get over it. But anyway, so we're going to work on that here. I'll kind of get you familiar with what kind of style shutters they have. They're not really shutters. They're really these film, this canvas type stuff that goes on the windows. So anyway, sorry I don't look great, but hey, this just is what it is. And I'm going to show you what they use. So here's these canvases here, people. This is what they put. You can see here, we're in their garage. You see they've got these little attachments. These are very durable. Let me see if I should. They're like, I don't know what they're made of. I'll have to look it up. They roll out and then you put them, and really it's just really to brace the window so that if anything were to fly through, this would hit it. It still might break the window, but nothing's going to come flying through your house. So that's what they have. So it is Monday, about 7 minutes after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We had to finish up some of our work schedules today. We are out to take some of my for sale signs out of yards so they don't fly around in Hurricane Milton in less than 36 hours and impale someone. We don't want that to happen. Did go to the grocery store. Publix still had quite a bit of food. We were able to get food. Not a lot of water, not much bread, that sort of thing, but we were able to get some food. So again, just giving you an update. All right, so here we are at the corner of 301 and Fort Hamer in my hometown of Parrish, Florida. And I want you to see this line here. Okay, so now you can kind of see the line here. Okay, see this line of cars? They're all waiting to get in that gas station. And of course, here we are, Tuesday, about 4:20 in the afternoon. I'm in my garage because I want to show you outside, but I wanted to give you kind of an update on what's going on. So now, instead of hitting us about 2 o'clock tomorrow, Wednesday, which is what they'd kind of said before, concerned, now they're saying that we will, here in Parrish, start feeling the effects of it. More like we're going to start getting rain and a little bit of wind tomorrow, but really by about 8 o'clock tomorrow, Wednesday evening, and then into the early hours of Thursday that we're really going to get the brunt of this. Now, again, weather forecasts don't know exactly where it's going to land, but hey, honey, we're going to feel it either way, no matter where it lands. But I just wanted to give you an update on that. The other thing I wanted to say is, of course, I've had to reschedule a lot of my closings that were set for yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and they're not going to happen now because already title companies have closed, banks have closed. They are pretty good about that here in Florida to allow people to closed down so that people can go home and get their homes ready, right? Or get the heck out of Dodge if they have to evacuate. Again, we're not in an evacuation zone in Parrish, so we didn't evacuate. And I've been hearing from a lot of my friends and a lot of you great people that I've already talked with, and I appreciate you reaching out so much. And yes, we're not in an evacuation zone, so no, we're not getting the heck out of Dodge. We're going to hunker down here. We have our shutters up and that sort of thing. But when you are buying a house and it's the middle of a hurricane, I've said this before in other videos, if one is impending, they've already named it, they know that it's coming, of course, they're going to slow things down. So you might not be able to close. There are provisions in the contract that talk about, what happens for this, what happens to dates and deadlines, what happens to, of course, any damage that takes place. So again, make sure you go over that with your real estate agent if you are in the process ever of buying something down here in Florida. For me, sorry, my hand's in the way, I typically will make sure that if I have all of my listings that I have or any homes that I have under contract, that they are secured. So whether they're resale homes or new construction, I make sure if it's new construction that I talk with my sales reps, the builders, that sort of thing, make sure that they are securing the homes. They're really pretty good about that here. The other thing is that I will go to any of the homes that I have listed, whether they're under contract or not, and just make sure that we take the sign out of the door. And there you are. Say hi, hun. Yes, yeah, he's trying to make a cameo in my video. Anyway, stealing the thunder. But anyway, so what I like to do is go over to those houses and take the sign out of the yard so it doesn't impale anybody during a hurricane like this. And I also just want to make sure that everybody is, I have a home under contract down in Northport, and of course it's vacant, so I had to make sure that the owners were hiring somebody to put up the shutters and that sort of thing. So all of those things are really important. That's why you need a great agent wherever you are in Florida. Make sure you get somebody that's working with you to make sure that those homes are secure. And then after the storm, I'm going to make sure I go by houses and get pictures and make sure that things are looking good so I can get word out to people that aren't here if you don't live in the homes that are listed or under contract or that sort of thing. So here we are. It is Wednesday morning, the day of Milton, kind of Milton in the middle of the night tonight and early in the hours tomorrow, Thursday, today's October 9th. And we've tried to keep our routine as normal as it can possibly be in a situation like this. I got up and made the bed. Yes, I made the bed. And I went, did my workout. And so now I'm going to have a little bit of coffee, but I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on right now. We've had a little bit of thunderstorm activity. That has nothing to do with Milton at this point, just, just regular weather. But it is going to intensify. I just saw that there is a tornado watch, and they've basically put it for the entire day, from about 8:30 this morning till about 9 p.m. tonight. But we know that that's going to change because hurricanes of this magnitude often create tornadoes. That's how we lost our roof the last time. But anyway, so that's kind of what we're seeing right now. I'm going to keep you updated throughout the day. So just stick around. So it's now 10:30, Wednesday, October 9th, and we're starting to get a little bit more rain. And this time in the morning, I just heard something really interesting from the live broadcast. The governor and all of the other officials were making an announcement. They were talking about during the storm, if you go from hearing all of the wind and the rain or whatever else is going on outside, and then it just gets dead still, and it even looks like maybe the sun is coming out. They were just giving a warning that do not go outside, do not go out. Once it gets really dead and still and you don't hear anything and it looks like the sun is coming out, that means you are in the eye of the hurricane, which is very scary to think about. And that there will be some relative calm there for a little bit, and then things would heat up again. So they just gave that warning of people don't go outside when that happens. So yeah, that's interesting. Here we are. You can see that the rain, you can tell that the rain is coming down. And of course the winds have really picked up quite a bit. Not a big deal for now, but it is going to be happening there, guys. So this is what's going on. Let me see if I can get another angle here in the neighborhood. Again, it's been raining most of the day. Gutters are working. You can see the water in the street is so far going where it's supposed to be going. So now it's about 12:30 Wednesday, October 9th, 12:30 afternoon, that is. And I just thought I'd share with you a few pictures that I've been seeing posted from other people on Facebook. You can see certain pictures of how bad the traffic was trying to get out. People that were evacuating, whether they had to or they just, like I've said before, they just wanted to get out of harm's way and get the heck out of Dodge. And I do know, as I told you earlier, we've been in a tornado watch and will be for probably this entire event, right, until early hours of tomorrow, Thursday. But someone did see a tornado. The news was forecasting, the news stations were reporting that they saw a tornado touch down, crossing over I-75. I'm going to try to find a picture of that. Maybe somebody got some picture. I'm not sure. And I also thought that I would share a little bit with you about just the mental game that happens when you're facing this kind of event. And because it's real, and I really always think about those people that already deal with high anxiety and anxiety issues, even from just normal everyday life. And then you put this kind of thing on top of it, and it's just really tough. So that's going to be something that we discuss, because a lot of people say, well, you know, what's going through your mind? I would be going crazy right now. And again, we really try to keep ourselves busy, try to keep ourselves to as normal a routine as we can. As you can see, we're shut up in a cave at the moment with all of the shutters on it, even though it's daytime outside, and you can hear the wind picking up and hear the rain in the videos that I've just showed you. But so the mental aspect of it is really a big deal. And as you can imagine, this has been building up, right? We just had Debbie, then we just had Helene, and now here we are with Milton, which is worse by far than probably anything that we've witnessed, you know, prior. So we'll see if that's the case. I hope that it's not. But all of this stuff is building, right? Because you keep seeing all of the weather reports, and you've been watching the Weather Channel, and you've been watching your local channel, and it's all over the news. And last night was on the national news, and they're sending people down. And, you know, they're getting more power workers that are coming from other states, which is such a blessing, because they said that this is going to be an outrageous amount, millions of people out of power, and that's really difficult. So we are having to deal with this impending apocalyptic doom. And it's just really, it really grates on you. And last night I was having a hard time going to sleep, right? Kind of hard to just relax and try to go to sleep. So I was laying in bed. I've been watching the latest 11 o'clock update from the Weather Channel. And of course, it was having a hard time sleeping. And so my brain was just going, and what about this? And what if that happens? And what if this happens? And so we have to really deal with all of those thoughts about what if, right? And you start to imagine the worst scenarios possible. And what are you going to do if this happens? And what are you going to do if that happens? And I think one of the things that's really tough, and my friend actually brought it up, Annette, thanks Annette, she's on one of my Facebook groups. Many of you might know that I have a Facebook group that's called Coloradans Living in Florida. And it's really just for people that used to live in Colorado, maybe live in Florida now. And so I connect with a lot of people that even live in Parrish that are from Colorado. And she made a comment on one of her pages that one of the biggest stress makers is that she keeps getting messages from all of her friends and family and people from other parts of the country saying, why aren't you leaving? Are you getting out? You need to run. You need to, and we totally get that. It's because you care about us. You understand what we're going through and you're scared for us. But that starts to cause even more anxiety. And so in your mind, you're thinking, well, we're all ready to go. I'm in a safe place. At least my house is built to hurricane safety code requirements, and I'm in the safest place I can be. But then you start to maybe doubt your own decisions, and now it's like, it's too late. because they told everybody, if you're going to be somewhere, you better be there by Wednesday morning. And now here we are Wednesday afternoon. So, but anyway, I get what she's saying. And I responded saying, yeah, right. So there's a lot of stress just hearing from other people. And again, we understand what they mean, but that just, it's like a weight on us. And we know you guys are seeing it from afar and we're in it. So it starts to create a lot of anxiety. So that's something that's kind of going on mentally. I know my husband, I hear him in the recording studio now. He's got his guitar out. He's been pacing all morning. He's a pacer. So when he gets anxious or nervous or whatever, he starts pacing. And he's in there, hopefully now, getting some of that anxiety out on practicing guitar. So that's a good thing. For me, I'm making a video, right? So this is helping me release some of the stress. And of course, I'll start editing some of this video so I can get it up to you as soon as possible. And so that's kind of what we do. I know a lot of people say they eat a lot when they're stressed out. I'm the total opposite. When I'm stressed out, I cannot eat. My stomach is upset and that sort of thing. So there's such a mental aspect to this. So we always ask for prayers too, just for the mental well-being. I keep checking on my mom. They're in their late 70s. And I keep checking on them to see how they're doing. They're doing good. My sister and her husband are doing good. I just talked with my son and his wife. They're over in Lakewood Ranch. They're all set up to go. So that's kind of what's going on mentally here. And I'm going to keep you posted. About 1:33 in the afternoon. And I want to show you how things have picked up in just the last hour and 20 minutes. Okay, so now you're seeing quite a bit more rain. You can see the streets there. The water is getting a little fuller. There's our gutter. You can see the water going down the street. Ooh, that's flowing back. It has certainly picked up. You can see the wind. Trying to show you some of the wind. It sounds bigger than it is at the moment, but definitely picking up. Here's a better picture of the water kind of pooling around the magnolia trees there. And if you look down into the street, you definitely can see the streets are starting to get quite a bit more water in them, flooding. They're draining where they're supposed to drain for now. It's about 3:33 on Wednesday, October 9th, and we just heard the latest update from the weather channels, and they're saying that actually the storm is weakening a little, which is great. It is now Category 3. It's not made it ashore yet. We are going to expect, they said, in about 3 hours to start seeing more of the outer bands of wind. Right now, over the last few hours, we've had some rain bands come in, and they're really heavy, and then they stop. Right now it's starting to rain a little bit more again. The wind has only been maybe 30, 33 miles an hour, a few little gusts, but nothing really substantial. I'll show you right here what's on. You can kind of see a little bit of the wind here that's going on. Nothing major. Okay, so it is about 4:36 now, Wednesday afternoon. I am making tacos. So we usually have tacos on Tuesday, but it's Taco Wednesday for Milton, making Milton some tacos. Again, you can see we still have our power on. The rain is starting to pick up again, and we're supposed to have the first effects of the outer bands of hurricane force winds at about 5 o'clock. So we're just waiting for it, but I just thought I'd let you know we still have power now. So it's almost 5:15 now, Wednesday, October 9th, Hurricane Milton, and we just got the latest update. What's interesting is that the Milton kind of took another turn. So now it looks like the eye of Milton is probably going to be more over that Palmetto, Tampa area. But we're not too far away. Again, remember Palmetto's kind of a sister community to Parrish, so I think we're going to be on the south side of the eye and probably get quite a bit of wind. As a matter of fact, the meteorologist on ABC Action News just said that for Parrish it's going to be more like 90 to 110 mile an hour winds once the eye is going over us. Again, that could be 12 o'clock tonight, that could be 1 in the morning. It just depends. It's moving about 17 miles per hour. It's still not made landfall yet. So we're going to see, what happens then. But I wanted to show you what it looks like about 5:15 before it gets too dark. I'm going to do some video for you outside of the house here in the backyard. So there you go. This is what it's looking like right now. It's kind of hard because you're seeing the condensation on the windows, and the condensation, is making it hard to see. The pool is getting full, but you can look at our arekas over here. There's a little bit of wind. There's probably more gusts of wind right now than really sustained wind. So we're not really seeing that yet, but the rain has really picked up. So I'll keep you guys posted. All right, it's probably the last time I'm going to come out. It's going to get dark real soon. It's about 6:30, 6:40, and it's really gotten intense outside. As you know, it looks like the eye is a lot closer to us. Go figure. But I wanted to show you one last thing here, so I'm going to turn it around. So here you go.
Stay safe.
Waving at one of our neighbors. You kind of see. Yeah, it's getting pretty saucy out there. Okay, so the latest update is that we're probably going to be on the southeastern wall of the actual eye. And it said about 7:30 things are going to start really ramping up. And again, it's like 6:40. So obviously, it's ramping up. And then about midnight, 11:30 to midnight to 1 o'clock in the morning, we'll really be hearing 90 to 110 mile an hour gusts of wind. And I'm going to hopefully be awake to tell you about it. Let me turn this around so you can see another angle. There you go. Water running out there. Oh, we lost one of our foxtail. That's okay. Not the whole tree, but yeah, you can see it. So guys, we're gonna put our locks in place on the garage door. Okay, so I just got an emergency alert on my phone saying extreme wind danger and to take shelter in an room, the innermost room of our house. I'm not really sure what that is. That means that I know what it means. It means it's a tornado. I'm just saying I don't know which necessarily is the most inner room of our house. So we are looking at this hallway here, right? This hallway, and then we also have our walk-in closet. So we're going to get to that now. So it is about 7:40 in the afternoon. God, it feels like it's midnight already. I feel like I've been up all day. And we've already started to hear really bad winds outside. Probably about 75 mile per hour winds. That's what they told us we were going to start hearing about 7:30, and they were right. And then we just started to hear noise on our roof again, like flapping noise on our roof, and that just makes my stomach sick. But we did have the electricity flicker off for maybe like 2 seconds, and then it came back on. So anyway, that's what's happening now. It is really loud in here, and I'm gonna
electricity in that room.
And I'm going to broke one of the breakers went off in one of the rooms. So I don't know, we got to go figure that out, and I'm going to show you some footage from what's going on outside right now.
This room too.
So you can't really see me because we're walking around the house. You can see that there's light in some of the rooms, but some of the rooms the lights won't come on. So I don't know what that means. I'm not an electrician. Don't know how that affected, but we did have the lights on out by the pool area because I wanted to be able to show you what was going on out there, but it's so dark that I can't show you at the moment. So I've never had and then we just lost it. Yep, there it goes. So you guys, it is about 8:45 now, And of course, you know, we lost power about an hour ago. We do have a candle in here, and we have a candle burning in our restroom. And here we are. You can't really see us because it's so dark in here. There's Teddy. Say hi, honey.
Hi, honey.
So here we are sitting in the dark with our candles. About 8:45, since we didn't have power. And again, you guys, I've told you before, we've never lost power. Well, we did with Irma for a few hours, but we weren't here. So by the time we got home, our power was restored. But for Ian, which lasted a lot longer, we never lost power. So yeah, we lost power, and then we had to go out to my car and turn the radio on so we could hear what happened. But we did just hear that Milton made landfall in Sarasota, and they're getting not as bad surge as Sarasota, but when you get down to Manatee Key, Inglewood, Venice, those areas down there, they're getting some of the worst surge, and that Tampa kind of escaped the worst surges, so that's good for them. But we're on the north wall in the, I think of that. I can't remember what they said about the winds, but we're getting fierce winds. We can hear things again banging around on our stinking roof, things clanking and moving around, and we keep taking the flashlight to just go check things in the house. We do have our bathtubs filled with water just in case, but here we are, not even 9 o'clock. I hope that this is gone. They're actually calling for sunshine tomorrow afternoon in the Sunshine State. So it is about 10 o'clock now. It got really, really quiet outside, like everything had stopped for the past, what do you think, about the past 45 minutes, maybe an hour. And I wasn't sure if we were in the eye of the storm, because they said it would be like that. Sorry, I'm laying down, I'm tired. That would be, if we were in the eye of the storm, then that would make sense.
It's even calmer outside now. The trees aren't even moving. Bizarre.
We can hear the wind picking up again. So who knows, right? We'll see. About 10 o'clock Wednesday, and the winds are starting to pick up again. It's about 10:23. I don't know if you can hear it, but I definitely think that we're in the worst of it. It is so loud out there. It's actually sounds I've never heard before. It's like a droning sound, like the sound of a really loud, I don't know, machine or something. I can't explain it. I can't tell if it's rain. The wind is really, really whipping. And of course that just makes a ton of whistles and moans and groans. But that background droning sound, again, I can't tell what it is. But my husband, he's up pacing around the house. I'm still sitting in bed. We still have one of the candles going, of course, don't have power. But I just wanted to give you an update at 10, almost 25 now. It's just, I think we're in the way worst of it, and it is a terrible sound. You know, like I said, with Hurricane Ian, we had power the whole time. I had my noise machine on when we went to sleep. And so really we're hearing it all for the first time because there's nothing to drone out the noise. So that's where we are about 10:30 Wednesday night. So it is a little before 7 o'clock Thursday morning, October 10th. And as you know, we still don't have power. We lost power last night about a little before 8 o'clock, and, you know, sat around the house. And then, of course, as you know, the last video segment was really bad after this eerily quiet time, which then we knew because the forecasters, the meteorologists had said that
if it gets really, really still, you're in the eye of the storm. So not the eye of the tiger, people. We were in the eye of the storm. So at the moment, after that eerily quiet time, it really picked up. And of course, as you saw, we knew that we were getting hit. So it was bad. I finally fell asleep. I don't know, maybe after midnight. I woke up about 2:23, and it wasn't as bad outside. And then I fell asleep again and woke up about 5 o'clock, and it was quiet outside. So I've noticed I can hear some of my neighbors' generators going, and we're actually going to get our generator going, get it out of the garage, and get it going. And I know the reason is because my husband wants him some coffee. He's got to have some coffee, but he's walking around the yard right now. That was him, that little bit of light that you saw. That was him walking around the yard. So far, all I can see out of the house is that we do have some tears in our screen, in our cage. That happened last hurricane, but I don't see anything else. I don't see anything downed yet. Of course, I'm looking in the backyard. So I'm going to go check out. We are going to get these shutters off. So come along with me, people. Let's see what Milton did. Okay, so here we are. We're outside in the garage. It's right about 7 o'clock in the morning. Sorry for how I look, people. I'm not putting makeup on for a hurricane. I ain't doing it. Anyway, we're going to look out here and see what's going on. Our neighbors are walking around. People are starting to take their shutters off. Again, it's just 7 o'clock in the morning. It's dry out here, guys. I want you to see this. Thank God. So here we are, guys. You can see. Oh, I lost one of my palm fronds. The water is no longer in the beds here. Oh my gosh, look at these shingles. Look at these shingles all over the place. See, look at this. This is nothing compared to what so many people are going to see today. So please don't take that as me being ungrateful. I am grateful. But here's the debris in the yard. As you see, there's no standing water. Look at this. There's the water. All of our drainage systems here did their jobs for the rain. And then you can see the debris in the yard. Not too terribly bad, but definitely some pieces of shingles. Wow. Lots of shingle pieces, people. Okay. Gonna get out here and start cleaning up and taking these shutters off. And here are our neighbors' generators going. And my husband's out here talking. The neighbors have gathered in the street. Here they are. Gathered in the street. This is not a block party, but we have great neighbors. You can see that the screen did have a big tear in it. We had a big chunk of somebody's asphalt shingle. Now it looks like actually these are somebody else's. You can see somebody's screen from one of their lanais. Here's some more. That's not ours, but it's in our yard. You can see this big chunk of screen here. Now this water, a lot of you always ask me about these water retentions. You can see that it filled up pretty good, but of course it never came over, thank God. We've never seen that happen. And of course these do have drains in them. They will drain into other ones, but everything's probably really full. But you can see we don't need any more water back here. Hopefully it's supposed to dry up. It's really cool out here. The temperatures are in the 60s, so it'll be at least a decent day to try to get everything. It's my husband and our neighbor trying to get everything cleaned up and all of the shutters off. So how was Richard's yard? Oh yeah, he lost some more panels, didn't he? Yeah, so this is my neighbor's yard. You can see he missed. You can see he lost some whole panels. You can see them laying inside his pool area there. So they have a lot of stuff out on their lanai. We took everything away from our lanai, and then you can just tell how bad this part is. He lost a piece of his gutter too. So there's that. Yeah, it's pretty windy out here today. It's pretty windy. But guys, I think that's the extent. Oh my goodness, look at my neighbor's roof. Oh my gosh, across the street. Yeah, that's not good. That's probably where most of those shingles are coming from. I didn't think about that. Let me see if I can make it. Look at that. Yeah, guys, they're missing huge sections of their roof. Wow, I'm so sad for them. I know that feeling. We had that in Ian in 2022. So we have our generator going now, and we are able to plug in, of course, what did I tell you guys? What did I tell you? This coffee machine. See? It's all up. We've got a lamp, and then we were able to plug our refrigerator in for now. So we'll get that coffee going. Then we'll have us a real kick in the pants going out there and cleaning up. And it is a little around 7:30, 7:45 Thursday morning. Sorry I look so bad, people, but it's the day after Milton, and wow, what a night that was. We have taken off several of our shutters, not all of them. We want to make sure there's no other storms coming before we get them all down. Again, we did have a little damage to two parts in our pool cage screens, but we were going to get a new screen anyway after this hurricane season and about the end of November. So we're going to have the whole pool cage rescreened. And all of those shingles that I showed you out in the yard, thank goodness they were not ours. Unfortunately, they were other people's. As I showed you, several houses in the neighborhood had massive amounts of shingles. We had to have a new roof from Ian in 2022, as you know. So thank goodness our roof held up. We're still going to have somebody go up there to check every area because we can't see it, of course, but we are going to do that. We're still without power. I just talked to my sister on text. This morning we weren't getting any kind of coverage with our phone. So I was able to talk to her. She lives over in Summerwoods in Parrish off of Moccasin Wallow, and she just got her power back. So I'm just believing that we're going to get our power back soon. We did have our generator going for a little bit, long enough to make some coffee and some toast. And so now we're going to head out there and clean up some of the debris. So here we are, just kind of going through our neighborhood. It is 11:22 on Thursday morning.
Well, it is Friday afternoon, a little after 1 o'clock, and we finally got our power back. Look, I put makeup on for you guys. Yeah, I didn't want to scare you anymore. Not that it helps a whole lot, but it is what it is. We did get our power back yesterday, Thursday, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's here. I'm telling you, it's here.
There you go, guys. Again, you know, it was a lot to go through. And a lot of people have asked me, number one, would you stay again to go through the hurricane, or would you just secure your house and evacuate? Honestly, I would stay in my house. I felt very safe. I'm not saying that there weren't some freaky noises. The noises were unbelievable, as I've said in other videos, but it really was. But I just got to tell you, of course, you know, we had been praying, and we've been believing that we had a shield about us. That's where we were on that. And I really believe, as you can see, we didn't have much happen to our home. But I would stay. Now, if we're a Category 5 or something, I don't know. I don't know, because we weren't there. I haven't been in a Category 5 yet that hit us head on like something like that. But I will say that even though we heard creaks and noises and that sort of thing, I felt really safe in my home. So that's just everybody's call. They have to make that call. So many people were stranded. There's no gas too. It's Friday. It's about 1:30 right now. We can't find gas. My son and his wife still don't have power. They live in Lakewood Ranch, so they came over last night and stayed with us. They might be staying with us if they still don't have power. I know many businesses don't have power. There's still a lot of people that don't have phone service or cell service or power, so that's still being restored. But for a lot of us, we did, like I said, got our power back yesterday, and we'll see what goes on from here. There's a lot of cleanup to be done. They're still cleaning up from Helene, if you can believe that, and a lot of people are still cleaning up from Debbie about a month ago. So, you know, we've had back to back hits. Another question that I've been asked is, do you think that you will stay in Florida after you have these back-to-back devastations? And of course, for us, yes, for us, again, we're so far inland in Parrish that it just, as you've seen, we came out okay. Now, most of our neighbors are going to need a new roof, but most of our neighbors didn't have a new roof from Ian. We were the only ones. So, I mean, it's about time. They're about, 11, 12-year-old roofs. It just is what it is. However, I will say that the benefits for us living in Florida far outweigh the risks involved. And I would think that people think the same of living in maybe a city that has a lot of crime, like Chicago or maybe New York City or something like that. And they feel like the benefits far outweigh the risks. People that live in California, right? They also have to weigh the risks and see if the benefits of living there. I mean, I think California, they've got earthquakes and mudslides and horrible fires, and they have, water events because they're on the ocean. So I think it just depends on where you are in life and what's important to you. We feel like the benefits far outweigh the risks. And again, if we stay during another hurricane, who knows? I don't know. I just know that we got through, and I'm very, very thankful. It's going to be really interesting to see how quickly things get back to normal. Grocery stores were open yesterday afternoon. People are driving around. Our roads and stuff are cleared. So if you're still considering Parrish, I hope now that you've seen what it's like to go through it. And it might deter you. It might be something you're like, forget that. But I think for anywhere that you live, there's always going to be some risks in any state, right? Tornado Alley, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's just going to happen wherever you live. But if you're still thinking that these areas in Manatee or Sarasota County might interest you, I'd sure love to hear from you. Be happy to share our experience, even more so if there was something on the video clips that didn't answer a question for you. Happy to chat with you. I've talked to so many of you through the live videos that I was posting during the storm. I appreciate you guys reaching out. Kept me kind of focused and not as focused on freaking out. But anyway, I would love to chat with you. And hey, make sure you like and subscribe to to this YouTube channel so that I can keep great real information coming at you about what it's like to live in any of these communities. I love my hometown Parrish. I think you guys know that. I think it's a great place to live, a great place to consider, but there's some great communities around here that you can also consider. And if you're coming this way, I'd love to chat with you. I'm Catherine Newman, and I look forward to seeing you under better circumstances on the next video. See you then.